Jesus, Bobby, it's been a year and a half and you're still talking about the Silverado ZR2. I feel like this retrospective here cannot be ignored, where we go back and visit how this truck is just, man, so boring and such a failure on Chevy's part. I'm gonna try and stick to the script here. The Silverado ZR2, I remember back in like 2021, I saw this pop up on during the Super Bowl. A Super Bowl commercial came on. This was the big announcement for the Silverado ZR2, and I was in awe. I could not believe it that Chevy is entering the realm of a true blue full-size off-roader that's going to be quick, aggressive, wide body, massive tires. And what do we get? Some puny 33s that rub from the factory, 35-inch tires, not a chance, no wide-bodied, super skinny, and essentially just a trail boss. And speaking of a trail boss, I remember whenever I had a lot of coworkers that were getting into trucks. Like, it's like, hey, we have a little bit of money now because we got a full-time job, we're doing good, getting promotions. By the way, did I ever mention that Chevy commercials are just awful?
Oh yeah. It's a Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. This thing's built for off-roading right from the factory.
Like, what is that?
Let's get this man some hot cocoa.
Oh, brother!
The Trail Boss comes out, everyone's blown away. It's like, I can get this Trail Boss for $50,000. And not only is it a Silverado, a household name, it's the Trail Boss for 50 grand. Brand new truck. This is gonna be fantastic. My payments are gonna be $400, $500 a month, super affordable. This is gonna be great. And all I care about is impressing my 400-pound Tinder date. But the problem is your 400-pound Tinder date doesn't care about a Ram TRX or a Trail Boss or an Ozempic pen. You do, though. You care that you have a Trail Boss, because coworkers are coming up to me because they knew I ran a YouTube channel with trucks saying, man, I can get this Trail Boss used for $35,000. Buddy, it's the V6 model. But they don't care about that. I am a Chevy fan. I want them to succeed. I want them to do better. And then the Silverado ZR2 coming out for $80,000. And the prices, the depreciation on them is insane. The resale value is terrible. And I've seen so many others online, like some of these deals, $45,000, $40,000 for a Silverado ZR2 when this is a one-owner truck. This guy bought it brand new for $75,000, $77,000, $80,000. Hey, come on, we're rational, we're smart, right? We bought a Silverado ZR2, we think logically. We buy the truck for $80,000, we trade it in a year later for $45,000. Who cares about a $35,000 loss, right? We gotta think logical here, right? Like this solid wall here. That's solid. No way I'm breaking through that. But watch this. And what else sucks for Chevy is they are never going to take any risk ever again. Not that this is a big risk. People will say to me, hey, Bobby, they took a risk. Look at the C8 Z06, the C8 Z01, the C8 Stingray, whatever. That isn't even Chevy anymore at that point. That's Corvette. Corvette and Chevy barely have anything to do with each other anymore. So I don't want to hear anything about that. All I care about is a truck game. I don't know what to even say anymore whenever it comes to this. The Trail Boss is boring. The ZR2 just leaves so much more to be desired. And I just keep coming back to the Colorado. The Colorado ZR2, the AT4X looks so good. I mean, and they're very, very, very capable. From the articles I've read, the sales numbers for the ZR2 have never been strong. The marketing for them was extremely poor and the demographic was caught in this weird middle stage. Why would I spend money on a ZR2 that's $30,000 more for a front locker and a couple of shocks when I could get a Trail Boss, which to my regular guy truck brain sounds cooler, and they look almost identical. It's giveaway time. How is this giveaway already over? 3 days. 3 more days, that's all we have left for the DURAMAX LTZ and this Corvette C8 Z06 with a $15,000 titanium exhaust setup.
Lord have mercy.
My God, that sounds so freaking good. Right now, you're getting ×10 entries for both vehicles. Time is running out, so I gotta make this quick. We'll go right back to the content. You buy anything from 717supply.com, you get automatically entered to win both of these beautiful vehicles. This DURAMAX, this C8 Z06, and you get $30,000 in cold hard cash with both vehicles. If you're not digging the stance look on the truck, you can go with the off-road look. If you win this Z06 and for some reason want to give it up, you can take the cash option instead and stuff that bank account right before Christmas. Imagine that. You get a t-shirt and all of a sudden you have over $100,000 in your bank account. And these odds are way better than the lottery. Christmas is fast approaching, so it's not too late to start thinking about getting your friend or dad or anyone a gift for Christmas. Get that off your list, get it done and out of your way, and then all you gotta do is wait for our phone call. I'm pulling for you guys. I always pull for my fans. I wish you the best of luck. They have won before. Let's do it again. Let me change your life. Good luck. It's tough to find a lot of information on this because I can find a ton about the Silverado's sales, which are actually doing quite well. I think they're up 5% this year. So it's hard to find submodels like the ZR2 with sales numbers. But from what I found, the sales are struggling, sluggish, and it's on the verge of being cut, which is so depressing because the Colorado ZR2 sales are doing so well. And again, I just think it was a marketing issue. This truck was such a weird, awkward rollout. I like the name, but I can see how it can be sort of vanilla to a lot of consumers, especially the broad audience. A couple articles I was able to dig up say that Chevy's gonna move away from the Silverado ZR2 and focus more on their EV program, which we'll be back here in a couple of years. I'll be making the same video about that stupid failure. And what sucks is at face value, it seems like the Silverado ZR2 is doing okay, breaking even, but just like movie advertising, you ever see like for a budget for a movie, let's say it cost $100 million to make and it made back $110 million. They never factor in advertising or anything like that. And you come to find out the movie actually lost $50 million because the advertising and all the other things that go into it, that wasn't just for the production. And that's the same way it goes for a truck like this. If it seems like it's breaking even, they're losing millions on that truck design. The engineers, all that stuff, that the work they put in, there's no way that this truck came out as a net positive. So like I said, that just means that Chevy's not gonna pursue this anymore. They have no ammo to be like, let's keep going in this direction. Let's try harder, let's try something else. They're gonna actually reel it back. So they went halfway instead of going all in. And now they went halfway. They said, this is no longer worth pursuing. We're not making money. It's not really striking a chord with our demographic. They pull it back. They're just going to go to EVs and fail on that too. So they're doing well enough with regular Silverados. As far as I can tell, mark my words, I think in 2 years, you can see if I'm right here. In 2 years in the future, come back and watch this video. Or if you're watching this in the future, I think the Silverado ZR2 is going to be done, and we are never going to get to see the Meteor or a Jackal variant that Chevys take on those trucks, which is essentially a true blue TRX Raptor competitor. And it just pisses me off because they've done so much wrong. Like the Blazer was disastrous. It looks terrible. I don't care what the sales numbers are. It looks atrocious. And I guarantee you the Ford Bronco is selling way better than the Blazer. If you have to put your stupid Chevy California spin on it to make it look like a little wagon, then go ahead and do it like the Bronco Sport. Go ahead and do it. But at least give us what we want where it looks like this instead of what we got. It's a disaster. I mean, you have Ford out here making the Bronco, and Ford has their own problems, but making the Bronco, and then you have this Excursion that's possibly going to come out. And what do we get? We get this. I mean, look at this, dude. What is this, GM? What is that? So in conclusion, we have a lackluster design that minus the front end is extremely boring. Average interior with limited aftermarket support at a crazy price with insane depreciation values. I've owned a Chevy Colorado, a Silverado ZR2, driven many of Ram TRX and Raptors, and I still say the best bang for your buck is the Colorado. I'm still on Team GM, just with a different party. And it's just crazy to see. We'll have to see here in the future if Chevy is able to pick up the pieces, regroup, and give us what we wanted, the Jackal or the Meteor, whatever you want to call it. It's a supercharged V8 off-road truck with a wide body kit. That's all I'm asking for. And if you can't do that, please bring us the Blazer. Please give us a real true blue Blazer. I'd be all for that. That's all I got. Still sticking with the Chevy Colorado ZR2 for right now. Super positive about that. So if you guys want to see more off-roading content, let me know down in the comments because that truck is stellar. So far been pretty flawless. So into that, big modifications coming next video. Later.
Just let me fall to my Just let me fall to my grave.